Okay, so Alessia Cara has said that the pandemic has grown and taught her so much, and that has bred her new album, In the Meantime. We are very fortunate on the shift to have her on the show. Okay, so this is a true honor, and I'm not just saying that because she grew up in the greater Toronto area. Alessia Cara, thank you so much for taking the time, and welcome to the shift.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so let me paint this picture for you, right? I'm sitting in the car and listening to In the Meantime, and I'm like crying at multiple points because there are times when I can just relate to the themes, the busyness, the unpacking of feelings, and you just hit every single time with this album. What sparked the creativity behind this?
Thank you so much. Well, yeah, I mean, it was like a pretty heavy year as it, was for all of us. And I think, I was just dealing with a lot. I just realized I needed to like get some stuff out, on paper and like get it out of my body and just, like get the proper help that I needed. Life is so short, as we've all learned in this last year, like anything could happen. And so I just really wanted to heal and like, start a new chapter in my life emotionally and mentally and like start to do things a little differently. So this album was like the catalyst for that. It was kind of like I just broke out of my emotional shell a little bit and just, was just super honest with myself and with everybody.
It's a piece that start to finish tells a story just so well. For you, was that intentional or was it just, man, let's just get this all out there? Because as humans, we're kind of all over the place anyway. So does it really have to have this collective thought process?
Not all of it is chronological. It's like loosely chronological. I tried to also like keep in mind like the flow of the sonics of it because I didn't want to put too many like ballads back to back and then all the up-tempo stuff back to back. So I tried to mix it up, but I also, tried to maintain the storyline of going from, more hardship to positivity. And I ended the album on a high note, hopefully, so.
Just so well done. Sweet Dream was my favorite, and probably because it was just so relatable. I do not sleep. I'm the girl who cannot rest. So have you found any peace in that regard?
A little bit. As you know, I'm sure, like every day is a little bit different. Like you'll be on track and then you're off track, and it's kind of all over the place for me. But I found little things that definitely help, like taking hot baths or a hot shower right before bed. Just everything that you consume like has to do with it. Like whether like the forms of media you consume before bed, the music, the food, like everything that you consume has like a huge part in like how you sleep. So I try to like get better at it, but every day is different.
What's the chorus again?
Too much to ask for a sweet dream. So many sheep a girl can count. Julia is burning now. I try to meditate it all away, but damn it, it's too quiet now.
I like that better. That's the right idea.
Now, obviously, the world has changed quite a bit over the last year and a half. In music, moving forward, what does touring and connecting with audiences look like now that we've lived through this pandemic?
I feel like I'm just going to look at concerts and human connection in a totally different way, because we didn't have it for so long. We forget like how great it is to like be around people and to get to do what we do, and entertain and be around other people. So definitely looking at it from a different lens now.
And how does that lens reveal to you just how much you've grown since Here Drop, which feels like forever ago, and just look how much has come out since then, right?
Yeah, it's crazy because like that was my first song, and the girl who was like so petrified of being around people and expressing herself in any way now has a career doing all of those things that she's scared of. Like it's like the worst job to have as an introverted person, but I feel like it's forced me to like become extroverted and like be able to talk to people and sing in front of people and do all the things that I was so scared of. So I feel like I'm just a different person now because now my job kind of calls for all of the things that I used to be petrified of. I've just grown.
I mean, I'm always curious, though, with that growth, because is there a fear that you might lose a portion of your fan base or that the fan base just might be too shocked? And I mean, we've seen this with other artists coming into their own, talking about things like sexuality or figuring out their identity, and then feeling as though some of the younger audience that they started with has departed. Have you felt fortunate in the sense that people have stuck with you through your journey?
Yes, I have felt fortunate. I think it's tough because, I mean, this industry will make especially young women feel extremely disposable, and replaceable. And so I felt that pressure of like, debating between like, do I just constantly churn out stuff to not lose my fan base, or do I like take time off for my mental health and do I do things the way that I want to do them, And I think ultimately like you have to kind of be selfish and say like, I want to make the music I want to make. Like, I only have one life, one career, and like when I'm dead and gone, like the only thing that's going to be left of me for my kids and my future, you know, generations is like the music I've left behind. So I would rather, you know, make the music I want to make and hope that my fans enjoy it and stick around.
Is there this level still of nerves or level of pressure when you put out new music?
Definitely, of course. There's always like that fear of like, oh my gosh, I feel like now I'm petrified, and now I listen to it and I'm like, wait, is this even good? Like, it's crazy how it can go from like, oh, this is the best thing ever, to like the closer the day comes, you're like, wait, is this actually the worst thing I've ever made? You know, like your insecurities kind of take over. But I'm just really excited more than anything. I am truly like so proud of this project, more than I've ever been about anything. So even if I have those moments of insecurity, I know that it's good, and I hope that everybody loves it, you know?
Yes, honestly, it is a beautiful piece of work. People will hear it, but most importantly, people will feel it. Alessia, thank you so much for taking the time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying that. Thanks for listening to it and for talking to me.